So those practices that leads to transcendence become now paramount to our survival. It's as simple as that. Because it is where the field opens up, where the possibility for the solutions in that field of pure potentialities are given a chance to bring actualized at the level of forms and phenomena. This is where we connect, as it were, to that field and bring that quality and into this world at the level of this phenomenal reality.
So you've spoken about trauma and about the imprints and the unprocessed information, and I wonder how meditation comes into this, the role of meditation. As we both know, there are many traditions now where it's seen as either irrelevant or just part of everyday life. Whatever you do is meditation. So I wonder what your specific perspective is on that.
It's a great, great reminder to us that meditation is the greatest methodology to bring that what put limits upon itself due to constricting and contracting itself to this vintage point, to experience itself as so and so, to allow that in reverse. So this is what the essence of meditation is to go beyond all these self-imposed filters. So meditation is indispensable, and right now, perhaps more important than ever. So maybe we can tweak it a little bit here immediately. Not just any meditation, but meditation that leads to transcendence. Meditation that leads, literally, that affords direct communion with being. Meditation which affords realignment of the nervous system, freeing of the nervous system from accumulated stresses and giving the elasticity to the nervous system to not being influenced by the stresses to the degree of its impediment where it begins to cause suffering at an individual level, which spills and mounts into the collective level. I will keep bringing that important, let's say, reminder and analogy, because I don't want us to speak about individual outside of the collective and vice versa. So, from that point of view, meditation is now certainly a household term. Since the days of the counter, let's say, culture movement of the 60s, which coincided or perhaps propelled, we don't know, it's a speculation, by the impact of the arrival of a lot of teachings from the Orient, let's say Vedic-based from India, Buddhist Tantric from Tibet, Zen from Japan and China, mostly from Japan. Meditation has become a regular activity of most Westerners, those who recognize this for what it is and immediately experience its benefits. It is contemptible and regrettable that the non-duality as a movement which aims to bring this reconciliation of the ages of religious indoctrination into the freeing of the masses at its, let's say, basic intent, has this ambivalent, often indecisive, sometimes dismissive attitude towards meditation. As we learn to know, some teachers are quite unapologetically flamboyant in terms of meditation, really, it's not important. We always meditate, walk on the beach, washing the dishes, swimming, running, it's all meditation. as fancy as this sounds, it's not. So this is why I wanted to maybe bring that important distinction between meditation and meditation. So those practices that leads to transcendence become now paramount to our survival. It's as simple as that. Because it is where the field opens up, where the possibility for the solutions in that field of pure potentialities are given a chance to bring actualized at the level of forms and phenomena. This is where we connect, as it were, to that field and bring that quality and into this world at the level of this phenomenal reality. More so, meditations performed, done in groups, are proven to generate the impact, the sum total of which far exceeds its parts. So it's no longer just an individual meditating. When a larger group of people begin to meditate together, the field begins to be formed. And that field has far-reaching impact. This impact has been measured. Tests and studies have been made, going back all the way back to the 70s, particularly under the auspices of the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, when the advanced forms of meditations were launched and introduced to the world. And these studies were made. The studies in Washington, D.C., studies in the Middle East, studies in some other parts of the world. There were studies made of Buddhist monks meditating. There were studies made of normal householders coming together and meditating. There is a wealth of information out there available to support these claims that when a group of people meditate, it produces quantum impact on the society, and not just society, it produces an impact known as coherence-generating impact. This is supported by the Meissner effect. The Meissner effect, that where the conductor fires individual conductor in haphazard way, when a greater conductivity is brought and introduced, then all the particles begin to fire in the same direction. It creates what is known as waves of coherence. So in the times when we experiencing conflicting tendencies in society, the only lasting solution is to reintroduce greater waves of coherence, which neutralizes these negative tendencies by virtue of overcoming them from that level of fundamental laws of nature. So it's, in a way, in the so-called scientific age we live in today, one only wonders why we're still at the level where all this is being given to the solutions at the superficial, no matter how humanitarianly, no matter how humanely driven, aspirationally driven motivations. If we are to see real impact, lasting impact, what we want to do, what we ought to do, is to reintroduce groups of people who would fulfill the given task, fulfill the required purpose of time. And in doing so, restore these agitated vibrations at the subtle level.